They told me strength means never breaking down. Keep it locked inside, don't make a sound. But I've been carrying weight I can't sustain, trading my truth just to hide the pain. No more masks, no more walls. Time to answer when my purpose calls. This is real talk, no filter, no facade. Man enough to face the truth, however hard. Breaking chains that held me back from who I am. Standing in my power with an open hand. Real talk, this is where we start. Man enough to lead with heart. Man enough to lead with heart.
Hey, brothers. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Wherever you are, in your car during your lunch break, walking alone, lying in bed unable to sleep, sitting in your office with the door closed. Just breathe with me for a moment. My name is Angela R. Strong. And if you've pressed play on this, something inside you is ready for change. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you don't even know what you're feeling anymore. You just know that the way you've been living isn't working. I see you. I see the man who shows up strong for everyone else but falls apart when he's alone. I see the provider who's forgotten how to receive. I see the leader who's never learned it's safe to be led. I see the warrior who's been fighting battles that were never his fight. Before we go any further, I need you to understand something important about this space. This podcast is for you and you alone. There are no other women here, no female co-hosts, no women jumping in to correct you, invalidate your feelings, or tell you how you should experience your own emotions. When you speak here, whether through the stories I share or the comments that you leave, you won't be interrupted by someone saying, "Not all women," or dismissing your experience because it doesn't align with their perspective. This is your sanctuary, a place where your male experience is centered, honored, and never questioned, where you can finally exhale and know that every word spoken here is for you, about you, and in service of your healing. For 27 years, I wore the uniform, first in the U.S. Army Reserves and then in the U.S. Coast Guard active duty. I saved lives. I led teams through impossible situations. I learned what real strength looks like under pressure. But I also learned something else. I learned what it costs a person to carry everyone else's weight while ignoring their own breaking point. I spent years trapped in what I call the perfect prison, looking successful on the outside while dying on the inside, smiling through the pain, saying I'm fine when I was anything but fine, believing that my worth was measured by how much I could carry, how much I could endure, how much I could sacrifice without ever asking for help. Maybe you know that prison. Maybe you've been living in it for so long that you forgot that there was a world outside those walls. I know what it's like to have your feelings minimized, to share something vulnerable only to have someone, often well meaning, tell you that your perspective is wrong, that you're being too sensitive, or that other people have it worse. I know what it's like to finally work up the courage to speak your truth, only to have someone else's voice drown yours out. That will never happen here. I will not do that to you. I'm here to tell you something that might be hard to hear at first, but you don't have to carry it all alone anymore. The weight that you've been carrying, the expectations, the pressure, the fear, the anger, the sadness that you've never been allowed to feel. It's not yours to bear in silence. Your feelings don't make you weak. Your struggles don't make you less of a man. Your need for connection, for understanding, for someone to simply witness your pain without trying to fix it or explain it away. That need is not a character flaw. It's what makes you human. In this space, on Man Enough Real Talk, when you say that you're struggling with depression, no one will tell you to just think positive thoughts. When you share that you feel overwhelmed by the pressure to provide, no one will remind you that women work too. When you admit that you're lonely, no one will lecture you about how women feel lonely also. This is about you, about men, about your experience, your pain, and your healing. Every Tuesday, I'm going to show up here for you, not to judge you, not to tell you to man up or get over it, but to sit with you in the mess and help you find your way through it. We're going to talk about the things that keep you up at night, the relationships that feel impossible, the dreams that you've buried under responsibility, the parts of yourself you've hidden away because someone once told you they weren't acceptable. This is a space where you can finally say, I'm not okay, without someone immediately jumping in to remind you that other people aren't okay either. Where you can express anger without being told you're being aggressive. Where you can admit fear without being called weak. Where you can show sadness without being told to be grateful for what you have. We're going to use the tools that work. Military tested strategies like the 90-second reset technique that can stop a panic attack in its tracks, and the resilience GPS that helps you make decisions from wisdom instead of fear. But more than techniques, I'm going to give you something you may have never had before. And that's a space where your truth is welcome and uninterrupted. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about ending your life, please hear me clearly. Your story isn't over. The pain that you're feeling right now is real. It's valid, but it's not permanent. But your absence would be. The world needs what you carry, not just your achievements, not just what you produce, but your heart, your perspective, your unique way of seeing and experiencing life as a man in this world. You matter. not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You matter when you're strong, and you matter when you're broken. You matter when you have all the answers, and you matter when you're lost. You matter when you're the hero, and you matter when you need to be rescued. I know it might feel impossible right now, but healing is possible. Connection is possible. A life where you can breathe freely, love deeply, and show up authentically. That's possible too. I've seen it happen. I've lived it myself. And I've helped hundreds of men find their way from survival to thriving. This podcast is my love letter to every man who's ever felt like he was too much or not enough. To every father trying to break cycles that he inherited. To every husband learning to love without losing himself. To every son still seeking his father's approval. To every brother carrying wounds that no one else can see. This is your space to be heard without interruption. Your space to feel without correction. Your space to heal without having to consider anyone else's feelings about your healing process. You're not alone in this. You never were. You just forgot how to reach out, how to ask for help, and how to let someone else carry you for a while. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to give yourself permission to feel whatever comes up as you listen to these episodes. Give yourself permission to cry if you need to cry. Men cry. It's okay. We're all human. Give yourself permission to get angry if you need to get angry. Give yourself permission to hope, even if hope feels dangerous right now. And most importantly, give yourself permission to take up space, to have your experience be valid exactly as it is, to not have to qualify every feeling with, but I know others have it worse, to not have to defend your right to struggle, to not have to make room for everyone else's perspective when you're finally talking about your own. Your healing matters. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And I'm honored, truly honored, that you're trusting me to walk alongside you as you remember who you really are underneath all the armor that you've been wearing. Welcome home. Welcome to Man Enough Real Talk. This is your space. This is your time. And this is your sanctuary. This is your invitation to finally be real. Without apology, without interruption, and without anyone else's opinion about what you should or shouldn't feel. I'll see you every Tuesday. Email me your stories, your letters, or questions to Angela@calibratedresilience.com. That's Angela, Angela, at calibratedresilience.com. CalibratedResilience.com. Until then, remember this. You're enough. You've always been enough. And in this space, your voice is the only one that matters. Take care of yourself. The world needs you here. I'm Angela R. Strong, and this is Man Enough Real Talk.
Resilience in the fire and the fight. The real courage shows up in the quiet night. When I choose to feel instead of running away. When I speak my mind and mean what I say. No more silence, no more shame. Time to step into a different game. filter, no facade. Man enough to face the truth, however hard. Breaking chains to help me back from who I am. Standing in my power with an open hand. Real talk, this is where we start. Man enough to lead with heart. Man enough to lead with heart. Stop, breathe, choose. The power's mine. Calibrated strength one day at a time. From chaos to clarity, I'm finding my way. This is my resilience, this is my day. This is real talk, raw and unafraid. Man enough to grow through every choice I've made right. Rising from the struggle into who I'm meant to be. Owning every scar, owning every star that set me free. Real talk, this is my heart. Man enough to lead with heart. Man enough, real talk.